Hello, welcome back to Rosbifs Rugby, your one-stop shop for all things French rugby, and this is your Pro Day de preview for round 20, but it's coming with a little bit of a difference this week. It's going to be split into two different videos. The second one is going to be just running through our predictions and then running through the team news and a bit of a preview of Nevers versus Colomiers, which is a game on FRUK. You should check it out. But the first video is a couple of extracts from our podcast earlier in the week, which is also split into two, which is our conversation with Illtud Dafydd, Paris-based Welsh journalist who works for the AFP in France. And then it's just a bit of chat from me and Rich previewing the round as well. So you've got that video now, which is this one with a chat with Illtud and then a chat with me and Rich from our podcast on Monday. And then look out for a second video with our predictions and the team news for Nevers Colomiers, so a specific preview on that as well. But hope you enjoy, and remember to subscribe and share and tell all your mates.
We're joined by AFP journalist, author of the fantastic Jouet, the French Rugby Dispatch, an aficionado of all things French rugby, Illtud Dafydd. Illtud, thanks for coming back on the pod. We didn't scare you away 18 months ago, or whenever it was. Have you been keeping much of an eye on Pro Day this year, or I don't know how much you get to see amongst your trips to Marcoussis and sort of Stade and places like that?
Pro Day is difficult because on a Friday night it always clashes with my rugby training, so I never get to watch any of it live. So I'm always, the first thing I do when I come off the field is check the scores and table, see what's happened. But sadly, I never get to sit down and watch all the scores come in multiplex at the same time when they go around the grounds. Oh, there's been a try at Mont-de-Marsan, there's been a try at Carcassonne, which is a shame really, but there'll be a weekend off soon. I can do that on a Friday night. Van are tracking really nicely, and they deserve to go up. No one deserves to go up, but they do, because everything seems to be going the right way with them off the field and the field. They've got the squad to do it. I did a piece on Colomiers a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed looking into how they were going and the balance they've got and some of the players, individuals they've got. As well, a good friend of mine coaches down there at Provence. George North is there, Thomas France is there, so also that's quite cool. And you can't really forget Feynman Sam at Grenoble either. So there's always definitely different narratives and stories. And the Pro de if you have time and you really really like rugby, just watch Pro de, because it's got everything. It's got random foreigners like an ex-Wallaby and Caleb Batimu. It's how has he turned up at Colomiers? Well, he has, all right. But then it's also got some really interesting youngster players. Is it Perry Mayo, who I thought was an Australian, but is fully French just because he's just for some reason.
I assumed he was Irish.
Yeah, fair, good call as well. Yeah, and there's so much colour to that league, and it would be cool to get it more interest about it, around the world and stuff. But at the same time, what makes it so great is that it remains so intrinsically French. Really, no one wants to go to Aurillac on a Friday night in the snow in January, do they? That's just part.
We've so we get
at the same time
we get the Thursday evening game broadcast over here on YouTube, and it's talking of Perry Mayo, it's Nevers Colomiers this week. Do you know much about Nevers? I saw that you you posted something the other day about it's kind of starting a new centre of excellence and stuff like that. Because they're quite a big budget team. Now, someone told me that it's because Nevers is a bit of a dive and they need to pay people lots of money to get them there. But have you got any insight at all into Nevers? 2 hours on the train from Paris as well.
In France, there's this idea of a part of France called La Diagonale de Vide, which is the diagonal of emptiness, which goes from the north, almost Lille, and then you go diagonally across down to the Basque Country to Biarritz. And it's a narrow corridor that the joke, there is nothing there.
And there's no direct trains anywhere. If you try and get parts of that divide to what looks like it should be an easy trip, you've basically got to go via Paris or Toulouse.
Exactly. And Nevers is almost slap bang in the middle of it. What Nevers is useful for them, definitely, is they're between Clermont and they're between Paris. So any players that get let go by Racing, Stade Francais, or even Massy, or by Clermont, well, there's an easy catchment area there in theory, especially for the youngsters. But like you said, it's not an attractive place to go. It's a small town. You get a few tourists in the summer, nice little cycle rides, whatever. But it's not the most glamorous place to stay or to sell it to as a player. But what they do have is they focused a lot on getting like French. I think a few years ago they had the most GIF of anyone else. They had like only 3 or 4 foreigners in the whole squad, and then they've rebuilt from that. They've got Sean Reynolds at 10, who's South African 10, looks really exciting. They had Christian Ambadiang, the Cameroonian cast winger, who really like set up and had a go, and like thanks to Nevers, he's now where he is now. And yeah, it's not the most glamorous place, but the weather's better than Aurillac, so at least you can sell that.
Feels like they've got a bit of a knack of uncovering gems. Like, you know, Ambadiang would be an obvious one, but someone like Luca Plateret is someone like the guys that have come through at Nevers or kind of passed through Nevers that are kind of early to mid 20s. They seem to be, and Perry Mayo is kind of the next one. I think he's Massey or from one of the Parisian clubs, possibly originally. Like, yeah, they just seem to pick them pretty well. I don't know what the scouting setup is there, but maybe it's the catchment area stuff. But they seem to pick up these kind of gems out of nowhere.
And there's obviously, like you mentioned there, that I posted that they've got a centre of elections being built. Like, there's money there, definitely. You know, and there's thoughts of actually, we're not just going to be a Pro D2 club. We need to actually bring our players through. And I played a season in the north of the Auvergne, which is like, I was an hour north from Clermont, and then I was 3 hours south from Paris. So Nevers was, in theory, the closest pro club to where I was. And we had loads of like Nevers cast-offs playing for us. Shows how like wide of a map they've got really in that part of France. And then they do well, they recruit well, they can spot, like, because not every player becomes a world-class player at 16, 17, 18, 19. Sometimes they have to wait until they're 21, 22, 23, and you just have a go. You have to have a chance and prove yourselves, and Pro D2 is the best way to do it, because you get to play so many games. Okay, you get your 5 weekends, 1 weekend off. It's a long season. If you want game time, go to Pro D2.
As if to prove that Clermont Paris point, I was just looking up. So there's a guy, Kevin Noah, who plays back row for Nevers, I think has just been linked with I think Stade Rochelet, La Rochelle have come in from next year. He was previously at Clermont and previously at Massey to that as well. So as if to prove that out. All right, well, Illtud, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck with Jouet. We'll be keeping a keen eye out for that. Hope all goes well with Gael Fiku when you eventually get there. And yeah, massive thanks again for coming on the Rosbifs Rugby Podcast. It's been superb.
No, pleasure, anytime.
Pro D2, we mentioned Nevers Colomiers on the Thursday, live on FRUK, which I feel like looks maybe like the most well poised. Nevers, who needed that little break, who having had a great start to the season, at least at home, have faltered fairly dramatically of late against the best away side in the league, I think, to come. Colomiers have won 7, is it?
Yes.
Away from home, which is right. Still remarkable. That should be
They've won 7 away from home.
But I'm pretty sure when I was scribbling an article on this,
6 out of 9, which is
sure that's
pretty
not
impressive.
Before their last win.
They've played 19 games, so I think that's.
Well, yeah, they can't have won 7 out of 9.
No,
away from home. Either way, it's still an incredible record.
And Nevers, who were doing they now have the 7th best home record in the league, having had the 2nd best home record in the league like 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I think they're 4 defeats in a row, or is it? No, 3 winless, because they had that draw at home to Mont-de-Marsan, didn't they? So they haven't won since round 15, whenever that was. Nevers vs Brive. That was before Christmas. They haven't won since before Christmas.
Wow.
So they need a win.
Definitely. Any other standout fixtures for you in this one?
There's one standout, but possibly not for the right reasons. Do you think we could see triple figures, Van versus Carcassonne? It's a mean question.
No, I don't think so. I think Carcassonne have been in not bad nick recently, have they? I do wonder.
They're not sending a strong side up to Van, are they?
Yeah, they then host Nevers, who haven't won away from home, and then host Aurillac too. So slightly more favourable fixtures to come. No, I don't think there'll be 100, but as you say, that might be a slightly.
In fact, even
slightly
after
long
that,
evening.
they go away to Agen and then they're at home to Mont-de-Marsan. So, yeah,
in that block,
if they're gonna rest, yeah,
that might well be the one.
That could be an interesting one. There was another one that I thought. Provence v Oyonnax is the kind of early one on Friday, which is interesting. You'd imagine Provence would be good enough at home. Oyonnax have the pack to match them though, which is something.
Yeah.
Tell you what, pick a winner out of Soyonga-Lem hosting Mont-de-Marsan. That could be. Who knows? I mean, Soyonga-Lem have been in dreadful form as well. That could be. Who knows what's happening in that game?
Yeah. We will see. And then the other one that stands out ever so slightly, Dax Aurillac, a squeaky. That feels like a sort of an 8-7 affair, maybe with a little bit of weather in the Landes. But yeah, looking forward to having it back.